Hi, Gerhard Bloom, once again looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So just when you thought that President Joe Biden could not be more weaselly, he is now holding up vital military aid to Israel. Military aid that was passed in the Senate and in the House. It's been approved. And he is holding it up, trying to extort Israel, preventing them from a major invasion of Rafah. Like the major invasion of Khan Yunis, driving Hamas southwards. Well, now, Hamas is pinched between, the border with Egypt and Israeli forces that need to come in and finish the job in Rafah. Joe Biden holding up vital 2,000-pound bombs. These bombs are necessary to destroy the terrorist tunnels, right? Absolutely vital. He's holding up artillery rounds and mortar rounds. In case it escaped Biden's attention, Israel is receiving rockets daily from Hezbollah in the north. And quite possibly, Iran could decide, maybe now the time is ripe to launch a major attack in Israel's north. So Israel needs these weapons, and they need them fast. And Joe Biden, yes, to win the voters over in Dearborn, Michigan, because they support Hamas and Palestinian, from the river to the sea, genocidal eliminationist ideology. He's trying to have it both ways, to pretend that he's a friend of Israel and at the same time, the innocent loss of innocent life, so no invasion of Rafah. No, the invasion needs to happen. October 6th, there was peace. There was peace. Hamas chose war, it got war, and yes, war is awful. I have people showing me pictures of, dead Palestinian children, as though I don't understand that war is awful. It's a horror show. And yes, innocent people die. The difference that makes a difference here is Hamas, its business model. Its business model is killing innocent civilians. That's what it does for a living. And Israel is doing its absolute most, its best. Its record in terms of civilian casualties in an urban environment is absolutely unparalleled in this conflict. Absolutely right. I mentioned this previously. Second World War, Nazi Germany, 500,000 innocent civilians were killed. Yep, Allied bombing. And guess what? It was necessary. Hundreds of thousands Japanese civilians died. Imperial Japan, Second World War. Tokyo, and famously, of course, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Necessary to prevent an even greater evil. There was a near coup, even after the second bomb, that would have prevented Japan from surrendering. That's right. There were figures in the military who wanted to keep fighting. There would have been many more lost innocent Japanese lives were it not for the dropping of those bombs. And in this case, Hamas decided it wanted war, and it's been launching rockets and, deadly terrorist attack in Israel for years. And it launched this major attack, this major affront to human dignity on October 7th. Israel knows that if it doesn't go into Rafah and clean house, root and branch, then Hamas is just going to regroup, rebuild, rearm, and attack. So Benjamin Netanyahu, credit to him. He says, if we need to go it alone, we will go it alone. We will fight with our nails if we have to. That's what Benjamin Netanyahu had to say. Biden is a coward. And this is a shameful betrayal of an ally, the strongest ally, the most stalwart ally the United States has in the Middle East. And by the way, what does Israel do other than being, a stabilizing liberal democratic presence surrounded by, authoritarian dictatorships and discord and violence? It provides the United States with vital military intelligence. That's what it does. And this is Biden betraying its ally. A betrayal. Shameful. Would not happen if Donald Trump was in power. In fact, there is no way that Hamas would have launched this attack were it not for the perceived weakness and the reality, as it happens, of the Biden administration. And I remind people out there that there are U.S. hostages being held by Hamas, right? So the United States very much has an interest in seeing Hamas finished off. And if it isn't finished off, again, it will regroup, rearm, and it will launch attacks. This has to stop. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and attention. Do drop a thumbs up, gratifies my fragile male ego. And please do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. You are being lied to, not by me. The book's important, not because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. And I go into the history of this Palestinian-Israel conflict at great length, and also into the horror show that is Islam. That's right, 1400-year horror show. Wonderful Muslims out there. I had a nice talk in the gym with, as it happens, a Palestinian young man. He's no fan of Hamas, although he has a rather skewed perception of the conflict. And yes, he was surprised at some of the facts that I dropped on his particular lap. And speaking of that, check out my other videos. There's quite a number of videos on a broad spectrum of issues in this social justice insanity. Thanks so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye now.